Grand Lake Health Systems welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity football. We are here at Minster Memorial Field where the Marion Local Flyers will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game brought to you by the following sponsors.
Now introducing the starting offense.
Clopay Building Products, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Allglaze Audiology, and K-Telco, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Schwederman, Minster Bank, Holman Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Securcom, St. Henry Bank, Park National Bank, Kinninger Custom Fabrication, Kennedy's Garage, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Shelby and Darke County, Superior Aluminum, the Russia Inn, Busher's Market, Finishing Touches, Francis Manufacturing, Hoying Service Center, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Loimer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, Western Ohio Mortgage, all bringing you tonight's game between Marion Local and Minster. I'm Dave Helmsten, and alongside me tonight, Brandon Coverman. We've got the #1 team in the state, Marion Local 4-0 against the homestanding Minster Wildcats. The Wildcats picked up their first win last week and stand 1-3 overall. And to start us out, let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight. And first for the visiting Marion Local Flyers.
Thanks, Dave. And looking here for the keys for Coach Goodwin's squad. They want to limit turnovers. In a game like this where they're probably the favorites, they don't want to give up the ball easily and give Minster chances with short territory. They want to make a big special plays team too. That's where, you can get good field position on your offensive drives and where you can set Minster back potentially on, make it easy for your defense. They want to make a big special teams play too, and they want to establish the run game so that they're able to help quarterback Carson Griesdorf make easier throws. Now we look on the flip side here for Coach Garen Stokes Wildcats. They want to establish the run game, and that's going to be tough considering Marion gives up just a shade over 40 yards a game on the ground. They want to beat, they don't want to beat Minster. They want to stop beating ourselves is what Coach Garen Stokes is saying. Not committing those dumb, silly penalties or turnovers that are going to set Minster back against a good team like Marion. They also want to create explosive plays too. This is a tough, stingy Marion defense, and explosive plays are going to go a long way if the Wildcats want to pull off an upset here tonight.
Big win for the Wildcats last week over Delphos St. John's. They kick a field goal to end the game and pull out a 10-7 win. And you take a look at the history of this rivalry over the last couple of seasons, it's been some great football.
It has, and Minster pulled out a 27-26 win last year over the Marion Local Flyers, which resulted in being one of the Flyers' 2 losses last year en route to winning yet another state championship in Division 7, as you currently see Minster doing their 5 push-ups. We'll talk about that here in a sec, what that represents. But yeah, Minster and Marion have been going on a clash and a rivalry. Marion's won a lot of their state championships lately. Minster has won state championships in 2014, 2017, also runners-up in 2016. Both these teams split the MAC title last year in a 3-way tie. Also, the other team being Anna, splitting it with those 3 teams. But should be a good one here tonight on the gridiron, and always good football in that country.
And it's beautiful football weather. It's a nice, warm fall evening, and those of you can recall a couple of seasons ago in 2018 when Marion pulled out a 7-6 win, it wasn't as nice of a night. Very rainy, very wet, and an exciting game, but the Flyers pulled that one out by a single point. We're just moments away from the opening kickoff. Minster will boot it away.
You talk about the Marion Local Flyers here. They get the ball first on offense. A lot of their games have been really competitive this year. You talk about Versailles, you talk about New Bremen. and Fort Recovery, they've all been single-digit wins. This hasn't been a dominating Marion wins that we're used to usually seeing, Dave. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Minster plays them.
And I think the big the curious factor for Marion local fans, can they score in the first quarter?
Exactly. They haven't done that all year. To your shock, and you would shock to be 4-0 with not scoring in the first quarter. So Tim Goodwin, I'm going to be interested to see what his play calling is here tonight on offense.
Brian Falk, who hit the game-winning field goal a week ago, will boot it away for Minster in the black and orange, and the Flyers will be set for the return. Nice return across the 40, brings it all the way up to almost the 45-yard line. Drew Seitz with the return, a sophomore, 6'1", 210-pounder for the Flyers. And Marion local will have great field position, but there's a penalty marker on the play.
Seitz will be the featured back in this offense, mixed in with Grant Meyer as well, and it looks like it's on Marion. So wipe away that.
So the nice return is taken away, and the Flyers will start at their own 21-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Marion local, as we said. 4-0 on the season. Defending state champs. They'll come out of the power I with Carson Griesdorn underneath the center. And the Minster defense fired up. Seitz finds limited, if none, no running room, and he'll lose, it looks like, a couple of yards. They'll mark it at the 19.
And that's great penetration there by the left side of the defensive line there to be able to slow down the Marion attack. They established that run. You're going to have to establish that run tonight if they're going to pull out this win over Minster.
Seitz and Fleck in the backfield. Griesdorn out of the shotgun. Fleck this time, he'll get to the 25, falls forward to the 26. Host of Minster defenders on him. Gain of about 6. We'll set up our first 3rd down play. Football rests at the 26. 10:43 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Griesdorn, short pass. Oddie has it, has the first down, and the Flyer drive will continue.
Nice little 5-yard quick out there to one of Carson Griesdorn's favorite 2 targets there, one of them being junior Peyton Oddie. Oddie be a featured safety on the defense as well, but has been playing heavily featured in this offense since he's been a freshman.
Carson Griesdorn has completed 40 out of 72 passes for the Flyers so far this season. 6 TDs, but 6 interceptions, and almost just shy of 700 yards so far passing. Oddie in motion. He'll go to the right side and get the football. He'll cut up field. He's at the 35, still on his feet, and he'll move it all the way up to the Marion local 39-yard line, make it. Nice pickup, nice run by Oddie.
That's a good 5-yard gain. It looked like he was initially stopped there. They run that little jet sweep right there, and he gets held up there for what looked like be 2 yards, but he pushes ahead for 3 extra yards there, making it a 5-yard gain.
Dylan Fleck, number 20, brings the play in. He'll be with Seitz in the backfield. Oddie goes to the left side. Charles Hillsman will go to the far right side. Snap to Griesdorn. He's going to Hillsman over the middle in coverage. There's going to be a flag.
They was holding there before the ball was caught. I think that's a clear penalty right there. I think Minster fans are going to say that was not a catchable ball. That was well over the head of Charles Hillsman. I believe that might have been number 9, Bryce Barhorse.
So that'll give Marion local the first down on the interference call. That puts the Flyers into Minster territory. Football at the 46-yard line. I think Hillsman would have caught it. That's my opinion, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I would have thrown the flag too. I thought it was a clear DPI there.
Seitz powers ahead into Minster territory to about the 40-yard line. Hillsman's quite an accomplished receiver, and he's a big target for Griesdorm.
And you look at Drew Seitz, he just fits that Marion mold when you talk about a running back, a nice downhill back with pretty big stature that can bully those linemen up front and push them over and get that 4 or 5 yards that Coach Goodwin wants.
Minster defense digs in. Looking at the eye, Seitz and Griesdorn. Griesdorn, short pass to Adi. He catches it at the 44. He's on the run. He's to the 20. He's at the 15. Cuts inside at the 10. Dives for the end zone. He's going to end up at about the 1-yard line. What a beautiful run by Adi. Beautiful cut there, Brandon, as he brought it. I thought for a moment he might find the end zone.
And I thought Adam Kettner might have had him stop right there. It was a nice little bubble screen out there to Peyton Adi as we look at a Winter Quality Meats replay there. You would have thought Kettner might have held him down, but a good block there by Charlie Hillsman there, and a nice cut up field as well.
There's
to get
the
first
cut.
and goal.
Seitz powers for the end zone. Is he in? He's even closer. So as the clock counts down towards the 8-minute mark, 8:04 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Scoreless battle, and Marion Local knocking on the door for their first touchdown of the 2020 season in the first quarter.
And hard to say that in week 5, being 4-0. It's very impressive.
Seitz, he's
sure, that's on the ground.
It's not going to be in the end zone, and Minster's defense holds him. So now it's going to set up a 3rd down.
Grant Meyer fell on that. They tried to rush up the middle. Let's see if they might run a sweep to the outside. You see Seitz coming back in there. He subs in for Dylan Fleck.
Well, let's see what happens. 7:16 to go. First quarter of play. Seitz in the eye. Griesdorn under center. First man through is touchdown. Grant Meyer finds the end zone, and with 7:06,
and that was a great
get the score.
And that was a great push there by the left guard, the center, and the right guard there. So look at the replay. They go in the fullback dive right there to number 23, Grant Meyer, for the opening touchdown there. Great push up front by the offensive line. That's what they failed to do his first 2 runs, and the first score for Marion in the first quarter this year, and comes in week number 5.
Meyer followed Troy Mesher, the center, and left guard number 74, Lance Wendell, into the end zone. Extra point coming up. Partington's kick is good, and Marion Local has the lead. The Flyers 7, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Our bankers are working hard day and night to provide the support needed right now. Even while we're apart, we're proudly working together, with you and for you. We believe there's more, much more, to all of us than these tough times. We see acts of compassion and cooperation all around our communities, and we're proud to be a part of it. And as our family of banks come together under our Park National Bank name, we promise you, we're all in this together.
Marion Local's first touchdown in the first quarter of this 2020 season comes at the 7:06 mark and gives the Flyers a 7-0 lead. Minster tried to hold them on the goal line. 3rd running play finally finds the end zone.
Yeah, and like we said, it was great. A great push up front by center Troy Mesher and the left guard there as well, and the right guard as well, to get on that fullback dive to Grant Meyer. And, you know, if you talk about Marion, if they've struggled with anything, it has been their offense. They, you know, haven't been as explosive as maybe they want to been in the early part of the year. I know that's kind of been Coach Goodwin's reading a couple of his articles. He said their offense has been off to somewhat of a slow start. But you see you got some explosive playmakers. You look at Peyton Adi. Look at that little bubble screen he ran down there, or he caught out there, and he made just a big chunk gain for the Flyers there. This is a very talented offense that can put up points. I think you get them going, they're as dangerous as anyone in the area.
And number 62, Kevin Partington, a 6', 180-pound junior, will kick it off for the Flyers. He's number 62. Good strong kick. It's going to be fielded at the 8-yard line. Here's the return for the Wildcats. Straight up the middle, and they'll get to about the 30-yard line. Traska with the return for Minster, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Football will be at the 30-yard line.
And now you're going to have to look at a Minster offense that's going to be without featured back Connor Albers tonight, out with bruised ribs. I believe you'll see a heavy dose of Austin Wellman as the featured back for Coach Stokes' offense.
Austin Wellman's number 2 for the Wildcats. Quarterback, Johnny Nixon, number 17. He'll take the snap. Wellman, he'll get his first opportunity with the football. One of the things the Wildcats want to do better tonight is rush the football, and that's going to be a tall order without your top rusher.
I think it's going to be hard to do it when you look at the interior of this line, giving up only 40 yards a game. I think you're going to have to really run a lot of misdirection and get Marion out wide, try to beat him one-on-one, because I think it's going to be hard for this Minster offensive line to really push and move that Marion front four. I think you got to run some misdirection, you got to run outside the tackles if you're going to want to get this offense moving down the field against this stingy Marion defense.
Plus, Marion Local, as we talked about earlier on defense, they've not allowed very many rushing yards this season.
And that's credit to Coach Dan Koenig's defense.
That pass is completed, so they go to the air with a out pass. Bryce Barhorse, number 9, with the catch. And he'll, looks like a gain of about 6 yards on the play, make it 3rd down and 3. But the Marion Local defense is incredible. Let's take a look at this one more time. Nice catch by the Wildcats and Barhorse as he maintained his concentration and pulled it in. 3rd down, 3. Nixon in the shotgun. Wellman will get the football. He'll go to the left side.
He's a little short.
Close to the 1st down, but really depends on the mark.
He looked a little short. I believe it's about a half yard short.
They mark it shy of the 40-yard line, and that's where he needs to go. So it's 4th down and a long yard, we'll call it. Wildcats will go for it. Nixon will be in the backfield by himself. 2 receivers to the short side, 1 to the wide side.
It's interesting to go empty.
Nixon.
Might see quarterback draw.
Nixon is not going to get the yard needed. Aiden Eifert for 1 in on the stop, as well as several other Marion Local players.
I'm really surprised at that play call there. When they went empty, it looked pretty obvious that Minster was going to run that quarterback draw there. As you see the replay, I think Marion pretty much knew right away what was going on, and that's why I said it's going to be the hard part for Marion to establish that run up the middle. It's going to be hard for their offensive line to move their D tackles on the inside. Very surprised at that play call.
Robbie Busher also in on that stop for Marion Local. Quickly just into the lineup, number 33, that's Connor Bruns. He lines up tight to the right side. Seitz goes that way. Still on his feet, he'll dive forward. Good hard run. Phil Traska will come up for the stop. 2-yard gain for Seitz makes it 2nd down and 8 with 4:35 to go here in quarter number 1 from Minster's Memorial Field. Hope you're enjoying tonight's game here on NK Telco Sports. Midwest Athletic Conference football, 4-0 Marion Local. Up 7-0 against the home team, Minster. Griesdorn pitches it out. Oddie, he'll try to go upfield. He's at the 35, dives forward to near the 30. He'll be short of the 1st down as the Wildcats converge. Traska for 1 in on the stop for the Wildcats.
That's a good stop there by Minster. You see 5-6 black shirts running towards the ball. That's a good sign there on defense.
Alex Frimmel also in on the stop for Minster. Sets up a 3rd down. We'll call it 2 yards. Alex Kanapke brings the play in to Carson Griesdorn. Kanapke will line up to the left side. Far to the right side goes Hillsman. Just inside in the wing is Adi. Adi in motion. He'll come to the left side. Fake handoff. Goes back to number 23, Grant Meyer, but Minster will dig in, and it looks like there may be a loss of a yard as Meyer not able to pick up any yardage.
And senior Phil Traska, who's the leader of this defense, if you watch the replay, he explodes through that line from his linebacker position there and gets right through the left side and gets a nice stop here and sets up 4th down, what could be a huge play for the Minster defense if they can return the favor and get it stopped on 4th down.
Phil Traska for Minster is having a heck of a game already here in the first quarter for the Wildcats. Out of the eye. Griesdorn rolls right. Intercept. Oh, almost intercepted. And it's going to be Minster football. Number 52, Nate Bergman. He had to see end zone, didn't he?
And yeah, and hey, you get the big stop there. That's what matters. You know, you want the pick. You want the pick. You see it. They run out a little bootleg. It looked like originally that number 20, Dylan Fleck was going to be the receiver of that bootleg passer going out in the flat. But Minster did a nice job converging there and rolling Griesdorn out of the pocket, not getting him a lot of time to throw. Great job by the Minster secondary and a great hold. Big stop for Coach Stokes' squad.
Big play for the Wildcats. Now they're back on offense. Football just over the 30. Short pass is completed.
And I think
Cooney with the catch.
I think you're going to see a lot of those plays tonight. A lot of those quick outs, get the ball out fast out of Nixon's hands to avoid that Marion rush. They only rushed 3 there. They dropped back 8 in coverage. So very interesting to see there.
Just a huge defensive play. Let's see if that can lift Minster here in their second possession here as the first quarter cranks down. 2:12 to go. Second down at about 2 for Minster. 2 receivers right side. Here comes the blitz.
Ball
is loose. And looks like the Flyers may have it.
I think Aiden Eifert's the one that converged on that ball. Could not see who jarred it loose.
Number 2 has the recovery. Aiden Eifert with the recovery. You're right, Brandon. Number 2 with the football.
And that looked like number 47 there.
Number 2, Aiden Eifert. There you see it on our Winners Quality Meets replay. So opportunity slips away from Minster, and that's one of the things that Coach Stokes talked about in his keys to the game.
Yeah, and you can't give good teams like Marion short fields, and it's going to be a tough pill to swallow there. You get a nice 4th down stop here, and you got to ask that your defense there to duplicate that again here, Dave.
Grant Meyer in the backfield for the Flyers. 3 receivers left side. Meyer gets the call. He'll get to the 35, tries to get to the 34. Number 21 in on the stop. Nick Sparks, one of the Wildcats linebackers, in on the stop. Myers picks up 4 yards, makes it 2nd down and 6. Clock approaching 1:30 to go on the First National Bank League first scoreboard. We've got a good one from Memorial Field in Minster. Longtime rivals, Marion Local and Minster going at it. Griesdorn looking downfield for Hillsman for the end zone.
Touchdown.
Hillsman has it. The Flyers find the end zone for the 2nd touchdown
and
of the night.
And that was a nice little double move down the seam there. Watch, we get Hillsman running his route there. He ran a little double move to the outside, faked inside and outside, and that was a great move by Hillsman.
What a throw between 2 Minster defenders right on his number. Griesdorn, Hillsman. Marion Local is now up 13-0 with 1:12 to go here in the opening quarter. Partington will come on to kick the extra point. Number 62 boots it upward. And it's good. Flyers scored twice here in the quarter number one. 1:12 to go, opening quarter. Our score, Marion Local 14, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Minster comes up with a very big fourth down defensive play, and then they have it on offense, Brandon, and they cough the ball up, and the momentum just goes like that.
And you see them draw up that nice little pass there to Charlie Hulsman, who I would say is the Flyers' best vertical threat down the field for Coach Goodwin's squad. He ran a nice double move on the inside that really Minster couldn't catch up to, and that ball, you saw Carson Griesdorn, like you said, you were telling me during the break, he put that ball between two defenders. That was a well-placed ball. Credit Carson Griesdorn right there. And the Marion offense is hitting on all cylinders early here in the first quarter.
14-0, Marion Local with the lead. Kevin Partington will kick it away as the Flyers break the huddle, and 14-0 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Glad you're along on NK Telco Sports. I'm Dave Helmstetter, alongside me Brandon Koverman. Minster and Marion Local. Wildcats will get the football as Partington's kick is away. Good kick. It's going to be fielded at the 4. Here comes the return. We'll go down to about the 20-yard line.
You got all 11 Flyers within 3 yards of the football.
Traska with the return. So the football will be at the 21 is where they'll mark it. It'll be 1st and 10. Wildcat offense heads out onto the field.
Let's see what the play calling is here early. When we've seen Nixon pass here, it's been those very quick 5-yard outs, those stop and goes for Minster.
Nixon, he looks to his left, but number 52, Braden Tupp, in on the stop.
And it looked like he was going out for one of those little 5-yard out plays right there. Couldn't find an option. Maybe it was a delayed quarterback draw there.
So that makes it second down. Clock is counting down. 35 seconds to go, first quarter of play. Devin Webker to the far right side. 2 receivers to the left side for the Wildcats. Nixon will keep it. And Aiden Eifert with the stop. He's been the center of a lot of defensive play for the Flyers tonight.
Yeah, picked up that fumble there, but the option play there sniffed out very well by the Marion defensive line and linebacking core. This is a very disciplined defense, and like I said, if you're going to want to run the ball, you gotta want to run on the outside, outside the tackles.
First quarter is history. Marion Local 14, Minster nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Second quarter of action is about to begin from Minster's Memorial Field. Glad you're along here on NK Telco Sports. A couple of heavyweights in the MAC over the years. Minster and Marion Local doing battle. Wildcats need to do some stuff on offense, Brandon.
Yeah, and they get that big fourth down stop when you look like Minster might have a little bit of momentum after that opening score drive by Marion. They cough the ball up, and Marion makes them pay there on that great touchdown pass from Greastorm to Charlie Hulsman there, getting that reception for the touchdown. Now it's 14-0 here, and a big third down here for the Wildcats to convert.
12 minutes on the clock now for the second quarter as Nixon looks to the sideline. In the shotgun, Wellman stands next to him. He'll look to the left side, over the middle, pass is incomplete.
It went right through the hands of Jack Cooney there and hit Adam Kettner. That'll bring up fourth down, which I believe this is the first time we've seen a punt unit from either squad here tonight.
Pass intended for Cooney, and looks like Falk will be kicking it away, so Marion Local could get the ball in pretty decent field position here depending on Falk's punt. He'll stand at the Minster 10.
Marion always does that interesting, they always put two guys back. Audie and Reinenbaum, Brady Reinenbaum, another junior, along with Peyton Audie to go back and get that punt.
Line drive kick, and it's going to roll dead at the Marion Local 40-yard line as Audie and Reinenbaum get out of the way of that kick, and Marion Local will have good field position at their own 40. And right now they're in command of this game, 14-0. Greasdorn into the Marion Local huddle.
And you see here, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think you see a couple runs here by the Flyers to establish that, but let's see if they go down with another maybe downfield shot there. They had success that last drive with Hulsman.
Audie in motion. Fake to him. It'll go left side, and Grant Meyer, and Meyer will get it to near the 45-yard line. 5-yard pickup by Meyer, so it'll be second down and 5. Sparks in on the stop for Minster.
4, second and 6.
11-12 to go here in the second quarter of play. Brady Reinenbaum to the short side. 3 receivers right side. Here comes the option. Seitz tries to make the cut but loses his footing as he tried to turn it upfield. Looks like he may have lost about a yard or so.
A nice little speed option run out there to the right. And right as they pitch that to number 28, Drew Seitz there. Seitz slips and cuts up some blades of grass there, trying to cut up field there. Brings up third down and 6 for the Flyers.
Audie goes to the left side. Hulsman to the short side in front of the home crowd. Greasdorn, he's looking for Audie. It's a little bit short, and it's incomplete. Clock will stop at 10:14 to go, and Marion Local will be forced to punt with 4th down and 6. Dylan Fleck will boot it away for the Flyers.
Number 20, Dylan Fleck in guard formation. Back to the Wildcats, number 14, Devin Webker.
Fleck will stand at the Marion Local 29. Good snap. Kick is away. Fielded by the Wildcats at the 23. Devin Webker with the return. Number 14 for the Wildcats. Nice return, and Minster will have the football just shy of the 40-yard line. Looks like they will mark it at about the 38-yard line. So Minster with yet another offensive opportunity here. Cooney and Kettner will go to the right side. Over to the left side is Webker, who just returned the punt. Wellman in the backfield. Wellman gets the call. Cuts it across the 40 to about the 41. So it'll be a second down and call it 7. 4-yard pickup for Webker.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Or rather for Wellman, 4-yard gain. Second down and 6, 9:37 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2 receivers right, Wellman in the backfield. Slot to the left. Here comes the blitz. Screen, not much there, a little short screen, and then on the defense there is Seitz.
Seitz and Kevin Partington there teaming up on the tackle there. One of those little trick plays do not fool this very well-disciplined Marion local defense.
Gain of maybe a yard. Call it 3rd down and 6. Wildcats look to the sideline. Offensive yards have been tough for them. Cooney will come to the left side with Kettner. Webker is far to the right side. Here comes the blitz again. Intercepted. Meyer with the interception. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Dives forward to about the 5-yard line. Grant Meyer.
Darren,
or rather, make it Robbie Busher. Robbie Busher with that interception.
Busher with that interception, but Darren Meyer, the one who created that. Watch the replay here. Untouched on the linebacker blitz there. You see they only have 3 down linemen there, and he rushes right through there. The right tackle does not pick up the blitz there. The right tackle and the right guard for Minster do not pick up that blitz, and Darren Meyer easily creates that interception. You see Busher kind of being benefactor of that, and now Marion a very short field, and Minster could have punted the ball away, but now it's 1st and goal for the Flyers.
Big play by Robbie Busher, a junior 200-pound lineman. Flyers trying to take it in. Seitz dives forward, but he's going to be short. Clock at 8 minutes and 20 seconds on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
If you say Minster's had any relative success on defense, their goal line defense has got up a couple stops. They've been able to stop that Marion backfield very well.
Marion local capitalizing on the opportunities that Minster is giving them. Adi will go to the left side. Seitz in the eye. Fleck up front. Fumble. Griesdorn is...
Minster signaling they have it, but I thought Griesdorn might have fell on it. Yep.
Flyers recover.
Griesdorn.
After the 5-yard line.
Or let's take a look at it again. Maybe we can see it.
Yeah. That was a tough ball for him to get. Initially, it looked like I thought easily Griesdorn had it, but that ball looked tougher to get. Now you're back on
Troy Mesher, the center, might have had a hand on it as well.
Now you're back 4-yard line to be about a 20-yard chip shot if you don't get it. Flyers want to talk about it, though.
Flyers will take a break. Our score, Marion Local 14, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Good luck to the golf team tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Minster trying to hold Marion Local out of the end zone. Marion Local coach Tim Goodwin takes the timeout wisely to talk about this big play. It's 3rd down and 6, and the Flyers having some trouble deep in Minster territory.
Yeah, and credit Minster's penetration on their defensive line for making it a hard time for the Marion rush attack to score. They get a good stop there, a stalemate gain there on first down, and then you see a mishandled Marion snap here. This is going to be a big hold here for the Minster defense. They're able to hold here.
I think they might get the ball in the hands of Adi.
Yep, and they're going with the Wildcat.
That worked last week. Adi is going to keep it, but Wildcats, they have seen that play on film, and they make the play. Bryce Barhorst, number 9, comes up with a huge play for Minster.
And they were not fooled by that Wildcat there. It looked like they were going to go with a little bit of an option out of it. Great job by the Minster defense to run to the ball. And they were trying to run that ball outside the tackles, and you see all the black shirts from Minster running to the ball. That makes a difference between an average defense and a great defense at times.
Luke Tangeman is going to hold it. Partington, who's a pretty good kicker, will try the field goal. Snap a little high. The kick is off target. May have even been partially blocked by Minster. The Wildcats come up with some big defensive plays.
And I'd like to see if we got a potential replay of that. I don't know if it was blocked or if that was just missing on the snap. I believed it was shanked too. It did not look very smooth on the exchange from the long snapper there to the hold.
A little bit of a high snap there. You see the Minster huddle. Let's look at it one more time. A little bit high. Yeah, just the kick is just a low one.
I think Partington, slipped there a bit. It was a little bit of a high snap there from Gabe Link, the long snapper. And Minster takes over. Pretty good field position. They get bailed out by throwing that. Nixon gets bailed out by throwing that interception. Looked like some sure points, at least at worst. But Minster gets bailed out there.
Thought Robbie Busher, the young man that made the interception, was going to find the end zone, but stopped at the 4, and the Wildcats defense digs in. Goes straight ahead, and not much running room there.
By 47, Robbie Busher. Second and 9.
Pickup of a yard. So it'll make it second down and 9. Number 75 for the Wildcats, Nick Winter, goes out. They'll line up with 3 receivers to the right side. Wellman in the backfield. Nixon will run it. He's got some room. 30, 35, 40. He'll get across midfield. Hillsman with the angle. Brings Nixon down, and what a nice run. That's the biggest offense of the night. Comes from quarterback Johnny Nixon.
Nixon calls his own number there. A great push by the left side of the Minster line to get into Marion territory. This could be a big swing of events here if Minster can capitalize in Flyer territory here. They get outside the tackles. Like I said, that Marion interior rush is tough, but try to get to the outside, and they gain some success from it.
There's the pass. Looks like it may be to Cooney. Cooney will pick up about 5 yards, perhaps, as the forward progress mark. There you see Nixon and under center. Out to Cooney, makes the catch.
And a good open field tackle by Adi as well.
Adi with the stop.
We see Adi going to play a little more corner this year. He was playing a lot of safety last year.
It looks like there's a flag on the play, or at least there's a discussion.
Offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference.
And I don't know if we can see that replay again. Wasn't even initially in the back of my mind thinking OPI.
Wow. That's a big call, too.
That is a big call. Let's see if we can get a good look at the play. Yep, number 7. Yep, if that's who they called it on.
That's the only thing I could see.
Yeah, to go to the ball.
Wow.
And you don't, it's very touchy.
That's, tough break for the Wildcats.
Very tough break.
We're approaching the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. So it's second down and 25. Nixon. Traska, but he's going nowhere.
Good open field tackle by Griesdorn there again in the flat.
Tackle by number 8, Carson Griesdorn.
That's just going to be a break even.
So he'll pick up 3 yards as we're at 4:38 to go here in the first half of play. Boy, the Wildcats just a fumble, an interception, a penalty. Their timing on offense hasn't been very good here in the first half. They just seem to get started, Brandon, and then there's something happens.
And see Coach Stokes patrolling the sideline there and gives in the call. They go empty here. 4 wide.
Nixon straight back. He's going over the middle. It's deflected. Incomplete.
It was Kevin Partington tipped it. Ray Top just about caught the tip. That'll stop the clock at the 4:05 mark.
Now you got 4:05 to go here to the half. Critical down here for, let me see who got a hand on that. Yep, it was Kevin Partington. I did get a paw on it.
Yep.
It'll be 3rd and 22 here. A very big down in distance for Minster to get here.
So this time, 3rd down.
Third down and 22 for Minster. Out of the shotgun. Nixon looking downfield under pressure. Busher has him. He gets out of that grasp, moves forward and across midfield. Where number 2 with the stop, that's Aiden Eifert. Can see the scramble here by Nixon. Boy, thought Busher had him, and Eifert finally brings him down, and Ronabom and Adi will go deep for the Flyers. As Folk will stand at about the 37-yard line of Minster to boot it away.
We talk about Adi being a dangerous receiver, a dangerous returner as well.
There you see the 2 receivers. Kick is away, and Adi gets it at the 15. He'll go left side.
There's might have been a block in the back.
There's a flag on the play. Adi still on his feet at the 50. 2 near the 45-yard line for Minster, but there's going to be a clip against the Flyers.
Yep, there's a clear clip block in the back, whatever you want to call it. This is going to come all the way back there. Pretty clear and obvious right there. That flag was thrown a little late there by the sideline official.
He was a long way away from that play, too. So that'll push Marion Local back further. 3:41 remains here in the first half of play.
So we see 2 good returns, as we'll see right here. Clearly right there, and then clearly again right there. So not tough to see.
So the Flyers will be deep in their own territory. Flyers break the huddle. Hillsman goes to the right side. There are 2 backs in the backfield for the Flyers.
Give the ball off straight up the middle and
straight ahead.
Way out there.
Up the middle for the Flyers.
Looks like Meyer with the carry. Make that Fleck. Fleck with the carry. That'll make it 2nd down and 7. There you see the Flyer offense.
Right on the left side of formation. Trips to the right. Dylan Fleck with Peyton Howdy's to his left, Charlie Hillsman to his right.
Kyle Adi in the lineup, number 25. Comes the option. Griesdorn will keep it. Good defense there by the Wildcats.
You got to credit the Minster defense here so far. We're 2:52 remaining in the first half here. Have not gave up any points here. When I did the game here the other week against Coldwater about 3 weeks ago, they gave up 35 points in the second quarter.
Peyton, Adi, and Hillsman to the right side. Griesdorn rolls that way, looks downfield. Hillsman makes the catch at the 40 and steps out of bounds.
And
2:27 to go.
And you got to credit Audi there, who's in the slot. He's going down, just does a little go route there, kind of diverts the Minster defense toward him. When on that rollout, it was designed for Charlie Hulsman, so he draws the defense off Hulsman to help move the chains.
1st and 10 for Marion Local. See that play one more time on our Winners Quality Meets replay. Sights in the backfield. Griesdorn takes the snap, looks left, short pass to Audi. Audi dives forward to the 45 on the short screen pass.
We saw Audi break that similar bubble screen there for an almost a touchdown there earlier. So
2nd down. About 5 yards for a 1st down. Griesdorn rolls to the right. A little bit short this time for Hillsman. The clock is going to stop at 1:54. So that'll make it 4th down and 4. Let's see what the Flyers will do.
Give the information to Carson Griesdorn. They'll send the big gang up the line of scrimmage. Minster with 3 down defensive linemen. Got 4 linebackers in the box as
Grant Meyer in the backfield. He's next to Griesdorn. In motion is Audi. Meyer will get it left side. 1st down and more. Still on his feet into Minster territory to about the 34, 33-yard line.
Good push by the left side of the offensive line. Push that ball into Wildcat territory. Kind of use Audi there as a decoy. As watch here at a Winter Quality Meets replay. Use Audi as a decoy, faking the jet sweep.
23-yard pickup by Meyer. Short pass, and it's passed down the middle, incomplete. Intended for Audi. Had Hillsman open out in the flat. I thought for a moment that's where it would go.
I don't think Griesdorn picked that up in his line of sight there.
Everybody was converging on Audi, but
you've seen Griesdorn roll out a lot more too. They're rolling out to his right a lot this 2nd quarter to get that ball out to his 2 favorite targets in Audi and Hillsman.
Audi has 5 touchdowns so far this season. He leads the Flyers in scoring. Hillsman to the short side, 2 receivers right. Meyer in the backfield. Griesdorn, he'll look to the left. Looking for Hillsman, but good defense by Minster, and the front line will tip it away.
Alex Fremmel, a nice penetration, nice push to get a hand on that and then knock quarterback Carson Griesdorn on his back.
The big junior with a good defensive play, and it makes it 3rd down and 10 for the Flyers. A minute 21 to go. 1st half of play.
And if Minster can hold here, they do get the ball after halftime. So if the Minster defense can get off the field here, it'd be a big stop for them.
Audi in motion. Griesdorn straight back. Audi to the left side is open, but he's going for the end zone. Incomplete.
Intercepted, I believe.
Intercepted.
Yep.
I was going to say almost intercepted, but the Wildcats come up with the play.
That was Devin Webker's best impression of Odell Beckham Jr. right there.
What an interception by Webker.
I think a lot of people were signaling incomplete as well, and I thought he caught that from the get-go. And like, if we can get a replay on that, that is about an Odell Beckham Jr. type catch there from Devin Webker. Webker, just a sophomore.
And starting in the secondary, quite a play by the young man. And let's take a look at it one more time. There you see Griesdorn.
And Griesdorn kind of forced that ball. Triple coverage right there.
Oh, you are so right, Brandon. That's a one-arm snag.
It was a very delayed reaction from the Minster crowd, and I was, I think, one of the few people that thought he caught it.
Comes down with it. Let's see if the Wildcats can do anything here in the final 60 seconds plus of the 1st half. The funny part about that play, when Adi rolled out of the backfield, no one picked him up. So he was wide open. Griesdorn read it, went to the end zone, and interception occurs, though. Because Adi had rolled out of the backfield. Makes it now 2nd down and 9 for Minster. 35 seconds to go. Clock counting down on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Wellman will get the carry. He's at the 25 and gets across the 30-yard line. And he has the first down.
Just 21 seconds left of that time break. First and 10 Wildcats.
And hey, there's that stop that Minster gets that they can maybe bust a run here quick before halftime and see if they can maybe get on the board.
They're going to go
to opt to go into half.
Going to go to the locker room down by a couple of touchdowns. Our halftime score, Marion Local 14, Minster nothing. We'll be back with more right after this.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NK Telco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NK Telco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NK Telco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NK Telco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Overman, 14-0, Marion Local with the lead over Minster. Wildcats have had the opportunity. Let's take a look at the first half stats of tonight's game.
Yeah, the Flyers really put up a couple touchdowns early there, and you thought they might run away with this, but the Minster defense getting a couple stops. As you look at our graphics here, 159 total yards for the Flyers, almost doubling up. Actually, are over doubling up Minster's total of 79, but the Wildcats do have more yards on the ground with 65 compared to Marion's 55. 104 yards through the air for the Flyers compared to 14 for Minster. 7 first downs for the Flyers compared to Minster's 2. And each team with 3 turnovers total, and 1 coming from the Flyers and 2 coming from the Wildcats.
Boy, and when you look at that turnover category, Coach Stokes talked about turnovers as his keys to the game, and the 2 that they had, a fumble and an interception, had direct impacts on the game, though they were fortunate on the interception that Marion Local did not score. Still big plays along with a penalty that was costly as well.
Yeah, and it looked like Minster had a little bit of momentum there before that. They called that offensive pass interference there. I believe it was on Adam Kettner, and they called that OPI there, and that really took the gas out of the one offensive drive that was going very well for them.
But then on the other hand, Minster has played hard. They're in this game despite those turnovers, and they seem to come up with a big play, especially on defense, every once in a while.
Yeah, and you talked about it before the game, Dave, that Minster always plays Marion local tough, and they've played them very tough that first half, especially that second quarter. They played with that same grit and determination that they did that second quarter, mixed in with a couple good drives here. This could be a close ball game that Minster can definitely come back and win.
Wildcats will have the ball to start the second half as Kevin Partington's kick is returned to about the 29-yard line.
And we also mentioned, too, that Kevin Partington did miss a kick there, about a 26-yard field goal, I do believe, too.
That was another opportunity that the Flyers had, but give credit to the Minster defense. They really haven't played they played really pretty well, a good half of football.
And you got to credit that they are out rushing the Marion Flyer offense. I have more rush yards, so that's a credit to Minster's defense as well, that they've been stout against the run as well.
But Marion Local has been a strong second half team this season, so let's see what transpires here as we have 11:54 to go here in the third quarter. Wellman, he'll carry the football. He'll lug it up to about the 33-yard line. Wellman will gain 3. We'll call it second down and 7. Wildcats look to the sideline and the play. Nixon, number 17, he's the Wildcats quarterback. In the backfield with him is Wellman. Wellman will get the carry, and he'll get to about the 35. Looks like Partington in on the stop, as well as Grant Meyer, number 23. So good stop for the Flyers.
So a third and long here. Interesting to see the play call here for Marion.
Third down and 4 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 10:50 to go, third quarter. Nixon and Wellman will be in the backfield. Wellman, first down and more. Penalty marker.
And that, I think, is a face mask there, is what they're going to call there on number 1, Tate Hess.
Hess with the stop, but the Wildcats have the first down and perhaps more.
I think you're going to tack another 15 yards onto that. It looked like a face mask.
Foul is going to go against Minster.
We're going to call hands to the face. Again, another penalty hurting the Minster offense here.
So the football goes back to the 34. Let's see it again.
I thought it was going to go against Marion there for a moment.
Hard to tell from that angle, but Minster now is facing a third down and 5 after a real nice gain by Wellman. Nixon, right side, he'll dump it off. Wellman, or Kettner rather. Kettner with the catch, and he has the first down.
And that was a nice little quick pass there to Adam Kettner there. We said Nixon's successful when he's getting the ball fast out of his hands.
Adam Kettner is the Wildcats' top receiver, 12 catches for 147 yards on the season. Kanapke chases him out of bounds, and here come the Wildcats. Trying to turn it upfield, and Trashka is going to come down right at midfield, just short of that first down. Nice run by Traska. Just a step away from a big gain for the Wildcats.
And you see, haven't really saw Minster go vertically downfield. It's been trying to nickel and dime you a little bit, so to speak. So let's see if Minster goes maybe long here and gets a deep shot here sometime soon.
Nixon straight from the pocket, going long. He got it. Cooney with the catch. He'll go to the 4-yard line.
Call me Tony.
Jack Cooney, the big junior, hauls it in.
Call me Tony Romo right there. I think I just called that play. I said, I think they'll go down the field here. And a good play action there to sell that run. And Cooney gets ahead of Tate Hess there, gets the inside positioning. And this is what Minster has wanted the whole time.
Big play by the Wildcats. Of course, the last 4 are the hardest, Brandon.
And they go empty here, so maybe look for a fade or a quick draw.
Nixon tries to find the end zone. There's a fumble, and Marion Local comes up with it. Incredible, Brandon. Do you believe it?
My mouth is kind of open, just to not see the initial fumble.
Let's take a look at that one again.
Let's see if we got an initial play here on the draw.
They're grabbing for the football.
Yep.
They just pulled it right away.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it looks like Nixon goes away
Number
there.
24.
We're so far away from the play that
I think number 24, Darren Meyer, came up with the football. A little hard to tell, but I think on that replay, that's who had it. Marion Local dodges another bullet.
And these little, they're shooting themselves in the foot, you'd say, for Minster. A goal line turnover and a couple penalties plaguing the good offensive drives that they've pieced together.
Beautiful pass play from Nixon to Cooney, put him at the 4, but unfortunately for Minster, they lose it on a fumble, their 3rd turnover so far in this one. 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Fumble again. Does Minster get it? Marion Local scramble in it. No signal yet.
I think Marion's got it. Yep. Again, that's the second time tonight you've seen a little mishandle of the snap between the center Troy Mesher and Carson Griesdorn.
So the snap is fumbled. There it goes.
I think the left tackle there was trying to pull on a run play, ran into Griesdorn there on the snap. It was a run play where the left tackle was pulling to the right side, runs into the quarterback there.
Drew Seitz in the backfield now for the Flyers. Marion Local takes a safe play, but they're going to be forced to punt from their own end zone here. This is a big test.
And the Minster defense answers the bell again. Credit Minster's defense for not giving in and causing a 3 and out. That is a big play there for the Wildcats to get that stop. Credit Coach Stokes' squad for a 1-3 team. They are playing very hard tonight.
Dylan Fleck is going to kick it away from the end zone. Short kick. It's going to hit at the 34, and it's going to be down there by Ben Heitkamp, number 10. Football at the just about the 35. Another great opportunity for Minster.
Yeah, and like we said, that's the beneficiary of getting a 3 and out right there in the own end zone after you turn the ball over. You get it right back here, and this is 4-down territory, I believe, no matter where you are for Minster. So I think you pretty much should go in with the mentality of having 4 downs no matter what, unless you're maybe back towards midfield if a penalty would happen or occur or something, but we'll see.
Football at the 36. Do you think they go long right away?
I definitely think you could see that again. With the little success they've had running the ball up the middle.
We'll see if we have a second Tony Romo moment.
Yeah, they go trips out to the right, so you see 3 receivers at the top.
Nixon will keep it. Busher had a hand on him, but all sorts of additional help as they pull out of that one. Grant Meyer. Is Grant Meyer in on every play?
He does. He's a hard-nosed player, and you can see his defensive mentality represents how he runs too. Hard-nosed, head down, full head of steam there, and that's just a definition of Marion Local Flyer football. It's hard-nosed, it's gritty, and that's exactly how Minster football is, and just a whole MAC in general. Hard-nosed, gritty football.
Nixon's going to
Nixon will keep it.
The ball, Johnny Nixon, and he'll be tackled by Grant Meyer.
Grant Meyer with the stop. 5:42 to go here in the third quarter.
They called that quarterback keeper play gradually more and more as the game's gone on. At times they've had some success with it.
Wildcats said just about every receiver to the right side that time. Wellman went right on the fake, and Nixon took it back across. He's going to throw it under pressure in the end zone. Touchdown, Minster.
That's Devin Webker right there.
Devin
a great
Webker.
Ball. That is a fantastic play by Nixon on the run. They get vertical there on the outside.
Beautiful play by Nixon, as you said, Brandon.
And I've said this when I've watched Minster. Nixon, when you give him time in the pocket, can step up and throw. And there's a flag on the field. This might come back. We're waiting to see what happens. We have 3 refs talking.
Well, about the only thing it could be is holding or something of that nature.
Holding or a man downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Ineligible receiver downfield.
That is a big blow there.
Wow.
For the Minster offense. Wow, I am very surprised.
That time they got in the end zone, but they make that mistake. Let's see if we can see anything here on the replay.
See if we can see it. It's got to be about 5 yards downfield. Either the left guard or the tight end would be eligible there. They would have to call out on whoever the left guard was.
Wow.
Shocked. Not agreeing with that. Very, very lucky.
Nixon's going for it again.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good coverage by Tate Hess.
Incomplete. Tate Hess back to defend for the Flyers, had his hands on the football with 4:59 to go here in the third quarter.
So if you're Minster, you just got to shake it off here. 4th down and 12.
Boy, what a game of missed opportunities for the Wildcats, or just unusual plays, penalties, fumbles, interceptions.
That's a tough call to swallow if you're Minster, but you gotta keep going. You gotta keep at it. Go downfield vertical here.
Here comes the blitz.
Steps up, gonna run the
Nixon's gonna scramble. He'll get back a little bit, a couple of yards, but not enough, and Marion Local will take over. So the 4th down play, number 24 for Marion Local. That's Darren Meyer. They shot a blitz on him. Put the pressure on Nixon, who forced him out of the pocket and had to run with it. Not enough for the first down, so Marion Local will have it. Hills Minotti, they go left side. In the backfield, here comes Seitz. Seitz trying to churn it up forward.
The Minster rush defense been very stout, like I mentioned earlier.
Seitz, a sophomore, 6'1", 210 pounds.
With 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter break, Flyers will get second and 8.
Seitz coming into tonight's game has rushed the football 61 times for 273 yards. Grant Meyer has 162 yards and 30 carries entering tonight's game. Meyer with it, he's across the 40. He'll get to the 44. Halftime, Grant Meyer had 6 rushes and 29 yards. Dylan Fleck 2 for 10. And Drew Seitz had 6 rushes but only 8 yards. Take a look at Myers' run.
And it's a good run here when he gets to the second level. Drags a couple of defenders for an extra 2-3 yards there. Those are tough yards to get when you're a running back.
James Bainline in on the stop for Minster. Bainline filling in for Connor Albers, who's out with an injury, and Bainline only a freshman for the Wildcats. Adi, play well read. Nate Bergman with the defensive stop.
And they go with that Wildcat look again, and they run to the right side again. That's exactly what they did in the end zone when they ran that Wildcat look from Adi. And you see that was number 52.
Nate Bergman.
Nate Bergman getting stopped there, and brings up a 4th and 1. And this is the second time tonight we've seen the Marion punt unit out.
Fleck will boot it away. Nice high kick that hits at the 28. Webker on the return. He'll get it up across the 25-yard line. And Grant Meyer with the stop on the special teams unit.
And let's see what Minster does here. Seen them go a little more pass heavy lately. A couple more vertical shots down the field.
Wildcats on the sideline. There you see the offensive unit. There's the cheerleaders as well. In front of the crowd here tonight. Inside the huddle there, the Minster offense. Jack Cooney, number 6, see him. He's had a nice game for the Wildcats. He'll go to the left side, far left side, in front of the Minster bench. Nixon over the middle. Pass intended for Cooney, just off target.
Just the timing off a little bit there to Cooney. He had nice inside positioning on Tate Hess. That's who we saw had one of the big receptions earlier there was Jack Cooney. And they picked on Tate Hess a few times tonight out there in the Marion local secondary.
Jack Cooney was open, passed just about a step away from being a completion. There you see Wellman, number 2. Nixon, the quarterback. Here comes the Flyers. They're blitzing. Wellman to get the run. If he can get out of that stop there by number 62, or number 52 rather. That's Braden Topp.
You got Braden Topp was holding on for dear life to Wellman's ankle there. Would not let him bust that play out for a 6-7 yard gain there.
Take a look at it and you can see Topp's play here. He wasn't going to let go, was he, Brandon?
No, holding on for dear life, and that's what you got to do, and that makes it a 2-yard gain instead of giving up on the play, a 6-7 yard gain.
Wellman in the backfield. Trashka to the wing right. Nixon under pressure.
Darren Meyer there on the sack. Again, that is where you've seen the Marion blitz be effective, is off the right side of the line of Minster. That blitz not picked up there by the Wildcats there and goes through untouched.
Darren Meyer, along with Josh Keeter, number 53. So that means Brian Falk will kick it away. Adi and Ronnebaum back deep. Line drive of a kick hits at about the 50. Ronnebaum has it. He's at the 45. He's at the 40. Walks the tight line along that sideline in front of the Minster bench.
And he tight-roped the sideline very nicely there.
Nice pickup. Oh, here's a great view. Let's see how it looks. Oh, he's out of bounds.
Yep.
He's out of bounds up about 5 yards. Yeah, I think they got that.
Yeah. And it's a good look here for Marion. They've been
a bit of a hit out of bounds too.
And Marion's been very dry, very slow here on offense since the first quarter. We'll see how they try to get the ball to their playmakers, Hillsman and Adias. They have them on the same time at the top of your screen here.
Griesdorn takes the snap. He looks that way. Adi's going to catch it at the 35. Has the first down, stays in bounds, and the clock will continue to count down and make it stops at 47 seconds. We'll see it again on the replay. Now it's counting down as they move the chains.
And they like to run them little 5-yard outs going towards the sideline and let their playmakers do something along the sideline here a lot. You've seen that play be called a lot by Coach Goodwin.
Out of the I formation, Griesdorn under center. Seitz building up steam across the 20 to about the 16. Nice pickup by Seitz.
Good push by the right side of the line by the Flyers.
Looks like he's about a yard short of a first down, so make it 2nd down and 1. And that's going to wrap up quarter number 3. Got an interesting one from Memorial Field in Minster. Marion Local 14, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwiederman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler, with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community, with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Fourth quarter is upon us here at Memorial Field in Minster in a Midwest Athletic Conference game between Minster and Marion Local, and it's been a slugfest. Minster been victimized by a couple of penalties, interception and fumbles. They've moved the football at times. In fact, when you probably look at the final stat sheet, they may have gained more yards than the Flyers. That would not be surprising.
And Coach Stokes' one of his keys was not to beat themselves. And that's one thing that's been occurring for them. This game could potentially be a lot closer than 14-0. Been snake bit sometimes tonight.
Here's the carry. Left side. Seitz, he'll step out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Kettner will knock him out. And you can take a look at the play. They had everything set to the right side, and they went left with Seitz. Nice run, and steps out of bounds. They'll be in the eye. Seitz in the eye. Griesdorn under center. Straight ahead.
He's going to be just
Dylan
short.
Fleck, the junior, is just short of the end zone. Boys, he's close.
And they try that fullback dive there again.
This is where weird things start to happen, though, Brandon.
Yeah, it's true. You've seen Minster fumble inside their own goal line. You see them get a touchdown back right. I mean, taken back away from them earlier.
11:23 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Same formation. This time it's Fleck, and Fleck is in the end zone. 1-yard run, Dylan Fleck. At 11:15, and that gives the Flyers a 3-touchdown lead on a very frustrating evening for the Minster Wildcats.
And the first score that we've seen since the first quarter comes in the opening minute here again. Just a nice little dive play up the middle. And Marion in control now. Very tough pill to swallow if you're a Minster fan.
Link will snap it. Tangeman will hold it. Partington will kick it. Penalty marker on the play.
We're going to redo it.
False start against Marion Local, so it'll be a little bit longer. So that pushes it back to about the 15, so that should be a 25-yard extra point kick by Partington. And the Flyers will try it again. Snap is there, kick is up, and it's good with 11:15 to go in this one. Marion Local 21, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
At Homan Interiors, our team loves to design beautiful yet cost-effective projects. From sleek and simple to elaborate and detailed, we customize to fit your tastes and budget with free interior design and color coordination. Visit our 5,000 square foot kitchen design center and bring your next project to life. Full custom kitchen and bath cabinets are built right here in New Bremen. Homan Interiors, your vision designed for your budget.
Marion Local's third touchdown of the night gives them a 21-0 lead, and maybe what quiets the Minster Wildcats on this particular evening. 11:15 to go, and Minster will be on the receiving end, and they've had the offense at times, had the ball in the end zone only for a penalty to bring it back out. Partington will kick it away. He'll tee it up at the 40.
And now this is the time where Minster's going to get a little more, you're going to have to see him get a little more desperate, so to speak. You go with 11-15. You're going to have to take more shots. You're going to have to take more risk if you're Coach Stokes, whether you like it or not. Being down 21-0, you don't have really anything but a choice.
Kick is downfield. Wellman on the return. He'll get it back up to near the 25-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Minster. 21-0, Marion Local in the lead with 11:09 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Wildcats offense goes out one more time, led by Johnny Nixon.
You know, one of the best things, Dave, about doing a game here at Memorial Stadium is we get to hear PA announcer and our fellow NK Telco employee Dave Kanapke do a nice job on the public address announcing.
Fantastic. Best PA man around. On the rush for the Wildcats. Ball gets to the pickup of 2. Ball is at the 28-yard line. You can take a look at that one more time. You see Wellman. Somehow he gets away as number 53, Josh Keeter, with the stop for Marion Local.
Now we got Jack Cooney and Adam Kentner.
2nd down and 8. Clock counting down on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the short side. Running back Wellman gets it. He's going straight ahead. He'll get to about the 30-yard line. He's going to make it about 6 yards from the first down marker, so 3rd down and 6.
It's just hard to run the ball up the middle on these Flyers. That's one thing that just has made them so good this year, and that's why they're 4-0. Is that rush defense has been very stringent. We talked about, actually, you talked about Minster has fared well against this Marion defense when you talk in terms of rush yards that they give up per game.
Nixon almost intercepted and tipped away.
Aiden Eifert getting the pass break up there. Audi watched it hang up in the air but did not have enough time to get to it.
So that'll make it 4th down and 6 for Minster. 9:50 to go. Looks like the Wildcats contemplating going for it. Need 6 yards for the first down, so they're going to have to get to about the 36-yard line for a first down, just on the other side. Nixon, here comes the pressure. They're shooting everybody. Incomplete pass intended for Wellman, but boy, Marion Local, they sent the blitz that time. Everybody was coming, and Busher, number 47, led the charge. So Marion Local with the football. And Minster's defense will dig in, and we'll take a look at that offensive play one more time. There you see the pressure. Grant Meyer and Robbie Bush are both in on the quarterback. Dylan Fleck still on his feet. 10, dives forward to the 5, and Fleck with a nice run.
And when they've run that fullback dive play, Dave, it's been a very successful play for them on the offense. One where they're getting a good push and they're getting through the line there. You see them get a big chunk gain there.
There you can see it. Fleck, nice run. Finds the open space, and Marion Local threatening again. Pitch right side. Adi. He's close, but not in. Kyle Adi with the rush. He's a 5'8", 160-pound freshman. He's number 25. So it's second down and goal.
And if you're the Flyers, you can take your time here with 8:48 remaining to drain that clock a bit.
Fleck, end zone, touchdown, Marion Local. Dylan Fleck finds the end zone. He had the key play on the drive, only fitting that he scores the Flyers' 4th touchdown of the night.
Here on a Winter Quality Meats replay, just right up the middle again. And Fleck certainly a candidate for player of the game with a nice second half that he has pieced together for the Flyer offense.
They'll try the extra point. Partington with the extra point kick. Good snap, kick is up. And it is good. Marion Local 28, Minster nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
Marion Local goes up 28-0 here at Memorial Field in Minster. Partington will kick it away again. He's been a busy man for the Flyers tonight. People will look at this 28-0 score, but it really is a lot closer game than 4 touchdowns.
And you see the Flyers pretty much equal their first 3 quarters offensive output here in the span of a couple minutes. And, you know, the big swing of events is the 2 plays that you can key in on Minster, fumbling it about at the goal line, and then that ineligible receiver downfield on what overturned a touchdown call. That makes it 28-0. And, you know, if you're watching this game and you just tuned in, you know, this is pretty much feels like the furthest away of what 28-0 should be. Minster has played very well tonight, just been snake bitten by some mistakes.
Fair catch is made at the 22-23 yard line by one of the up men for Minster, so the Wildcats will have the football.
Wildcats will start their 1-2-3 drive in the second half. Still looking to try to
8:40 to go. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Marion Local 28, Minster nothing. Wildcats now will try and get on the scoreboard and avert the shutout by the Flyers. Wildcats have picked up a few rushing yards. Marion Local came into the game with just a little, allowing per game just a little bit over 40 yards per game.
And you gotta say, Minster's actually rush offense was fairly successful against what Marion's been generally giving up. They had 65 yards in the first half compared to what Marion's given up, I think, about 40, 41 yards a game. So that's a positive note to look for if you're a Wildcat fan.
Gain of about 5 yards for Minster. Two receivers to the right side. Wellman in the backfield. Johnny Nixon will take the snap. Wellman. He'll go straight ahead. A couple of yards perhaps. Host of Marion Local defenders. Looks like Robbie Busher. Number 77, Mason Rose, also in on the stop for Marion Local. Third down and 3 for the Flyers. For the Wildcats, rather, as they two receivers to the right side. Wellman in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Darren Meyer with the blitz. Wellman trying to get to that first down marker. Looks like he's going to be just short of it. It's going to make it fourth down and perhaps a yard or so.
It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field to try to convert fourth down.
Wildcats looking to pick up a first down and hang on to the football as we pass 7 minutes to go in this game. Wellman will stand to the right side. Wellman, first down and more. Nice run by Wellman. Number 33 in on the tackle for Marion Local, Connor Bruns. Outside linebacker, a sophomore. Big first down for the Wildcats. Nixon will drop back over the middle. Pass tip incomplete.
It's Meyer there getting a tip on that. Actually, excuse me, that was actually Dylan Flack.
It's a little dangerous when that ball gets tipped into the Flyers secondary like that. Can take a look at it one more time.
Good deflection there by
Fleck. Almost had it. Nixon in the backfield, looking downfield, over the pass. Pass for Wellman is incomplete. Clock stops at 6:19 to go.
I think Wellman was looking upfield trying to see if he had nothing but daylight ahead of him to run for the end zone there and couldn't corral that ball in.
There you see a few of the fans here tonight. Third down and 10. Again, Nixon, the only back in the backfield. Here comes the blitz by Meyer. Darren Meyer, no one picks him up. That's a loss of about 6 to 7 yards on the play, so. Minster faced with a 4th and 16, Brandon.
And you see great pressure again, and it seems like that blitz from the right side of the line, from the strong side of the Marion defense, has been very effective. I think you've seen 3 times where Nixon's been sacked by that linebacker blitz.
Nixon, he's going to throw downfield, looking for the first down. They got it. Wellman. Austin Wellman makes the catch, and Minster's drive will continue. Nice play, nice pitch and throw by the Wildcats. See Wellman coming out of the backfield. Nixon in the pocket over the middle. Good strong throw right on the numbers. Wildcats into Flyer territory. Wellman, he'll run it. He's at the 40, goes to the 35 and falls forward to about the 34-yard line. So the Wildcats on the move after the big 4th down play. Nixon calls the signals. He'll take the snap. Over the middle, going for Cooney, but the pass is incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 4:50. Just a little bit high as Cooney had the bead on the cut inside. Wildcats will line up quickly. 2nd down and 10. Tangeman in free safety for the Wildcats. Here's the pass to Kettner. He's at the 30. He'll get to the 25. Dives forward. He'll be just short of the 20-yard line. Adam Kettner, the leading receiver for the Wildcats on the season, with the catch. They'll mark it at the 21, and another 1st down for Minster.
Look at a replay there. A nice throw out to Kettner there. He navigates his way through the defense very nicely.
Gabe Link with the tackle for the Flyers. Nixon looks to his left side. Receivers over the middle, just behind the intended receiver.
That's actually a smart play there by Cooney. He got a hand on the ball to make sure that didn't go to the DB behind him for a potential interception. At least get a hand on it and knock that ball down, even though that ball was thrown behind him.
Pass was intended for Cooney, and like you said, smart play by Ronnebaum. 2nd down and 10. Football at the 21. Wellman, Nixon will keep it. Nice fake. He dives forward to about the 11-yard line. Just shy of the 1st down, I think.
Be about 3rd and 1 here for the Wildcats, and you gotta say it's 4 down territory. Obviously, being down 28-0, just under 4 minutes remaining.
Nice fake by Nixon. And an even better run as the Wildcats 3rd down and 1. Trying to keep this drive alive. Wellman in the backfield. Nixon, he's going to throw it in the end zone.
Incomplete. A nice slant by Cooney. Surprised by the play call on 3rd and 1. I think he'd run it to move the chains. It brings up 4th and 1.
There's the pass, just a little bit low. Cooney was open. Tried to shoestring catch it. Now we're down to 4th down and a yard. Let's see what the Wildcats can do. Can they keep the drive alive? Here comes another blitz, but the Wildcats pick it up, and let's see if they get the 1st down. It's close. I think they have it, but
I thought he got it. It's hard to tell from the angle we're sitting up at here in the press box if he got that.
It got to exactly the 10-yard line, so it's a 1st down.
Great look by our cameraman down there on the field, and yeah, he got it. There by about a half yard. It's a great shot by our cameramen that are down on the field.
1st down, Minster. Looks like they need to find the end zone on this one. Nixon, pass intercepted. Meyer, he's going to return it at the 10. is at to about the 15, falls forward to the 16, and it's been that kind of night for the Minster Wildcats.
Close, but just not good enough. And, you know, again, in the red zone there, committing a mistake the second time. Each time they've been in the red zone, they've committed a turnover. And turnovers and penalties just have been snake-bitten Minster all night. And, you know, we talked about the keys to the game before the game, and that's what Coach Stokes said. He didn't want themselves to beat themselves. And, you know, Marion's helped create the turnovers, but you got to say, this doesn't feel like a 28-0 ball game.
Darren Meyer with the big interception, preserving the Flyers shutout on defense. They'll be at the 15. New quarterback, they'll go right side. Adi will dive forward. Tate Hess, number 1, in a quarterback for the Flyers. He hands it off to Kyle Adi, and Adi picks up about 8 yards, so it's second down and short. Barhorst on the tackle for Minster as the clock counts down on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Turnovers and missed opportunities, the story of this one for the Minster Wildcats. Straight ahead, they have the first down. Number 29 with the carry, that's Connor Griesdorn. He has the first down. Griesdorn does, and Marion Local continues to use time off the clock. Of course, as Minster looks at it, turnovers. On the other hand, Marion Local's defense rose to the occasion.
Yeah, and that's what's made, you know, you talk about just seeing, we see Tate Hess enter the ball game and at quarterback now, taking over for Griesdorn as his night's over with. Marion's defense is really still pretty stout.
Adi, he'll get the first down. That's Kyle Adi, the freshman, has the first down and moves the first down markers, and clock will stop at a minute 20 to reset the chains. There you see the Marion Local offense. A lot of newcomers in the game for the Flyers. Number 29, Connor Griesdorn. Number 17, Gabe Link. He'll go to the left side. Tate Hess under center. He'll hand off to number 29 with the carry. That's Connor Griesdorn getting a chance to run the football.
Now he might get one more run and see victory formation. So
second down and about 3 for the Marion Local Flyers. The Flyers are going to move on and go to 5-0 on the season. Another really impressive win as they continue to build towards the tournament. This is the final play of the game. Tate Hess will take the knee, and our clock counts down. The two teams head for their sidelines. Final score is Marion Local 28, Minster nothing. We'll be back with our stats and our player of the game right after this.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Hey Minster, this is Nate Henry with NK Telco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey Botkins, I'm Brett Gerstner with NK Telco, and we are here for you and to help you operate your business network.
Hey Maria Stein, I'm Ken with NK Telco, and we are here for you with Hometown Pride.
Hi Rishi, I'm Tim Metzger, and we are here for you for your installation of your telephone, cable TV, and internet.
Contact NK Telco at 1-888-NK-TELCO. For over 150 years, Cargill has been helping people be successful worldwide. Cargill has always done business responsibly and in a way that makes us proud. Whether it is educating farmers in India or providing bikes to students with perfect attendance right here at home, Cargill is helping people thrive. The Sydney plant is just one piece of a global company that provides employment for hundreds of thousands, food for the world, and support for thousands of businesses. Be a part of something great at Cargill.com.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area. I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Our bankers are working hard day and night to provide the support needed right now. Even while we're apart, we're proudly working together, with you and for you. We believe there's more, much more, to all of us than these tough times. We see acts of compassion and cooperation all around our communities, and we're proud to be a part of it. And as our family of banks come together under our Park National Bank name, we promise you, we're all in this together.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Marion Local comes away with a convincing 28-0 win over Minster. The Flyers go to 5-0. Minster falls to 1-4. Let's take a look at those final statistics of tonight's game.
And those stats really tell you the story, Dave. You look at them, and 272. I mean, 272 total yards for the Flyers compared to 231 by Minster. That's pretty close there for a shutout and only a 28-point win. 155 on the ground for the Flyers, 121 for Minster. Very respectable total, tripling the amount that is typically given up by the Marion Local defense. 117 yards through the air for Marion, 110 for the Wildcats. 12 first downs for the Flyers, 9 for Minster, and 3 turnovers each for each squad here. So
yep, and you add in 4 additional penalties for Minster, so turnovers and penalties a real problem for the Wildcats here tonight. Marion a 28-0 winner. Let's take a look at our player of the game for tonight, sponsored by NK Telco. Our player tonight, Marion Local's Dylan Fleck.
Yeah, and Dylan Fleck, a very good candidate for player of the game, and he just did it on both sides tonight. 7 rushing attempts for 43 yards, 2 touchdowns for Fleck. He also played that outside linebacker position very nicely and got a couple sacks and a couple deflections there. So Dylan Fleck, very deserving of our NK Telco Player of the Game tonight.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game. Clopay Building Products, Grand Lake Health System, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Schwieterman, Minster Bank, Home and Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, Park National Bank, Kinninger Custom Fabric, Superior Aluminum, the Rushi Inn, Busher's Market, Finishing Touches, Francis Manufacturing, Hoying Service Center, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Boimer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, and Western Ohio Mortgage, all bringing you tonight's game. Also like to remind you that you can follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com all season. Your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight, our director Bryce Hamrick, his assistant tonight Jeff Henchen, on the cameras Jonathan Box, Kurt Kupner, and Mark Fissel. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me tonight, Brandon Coverman. Our final score from Minster one more time: Marion Local 28 and Minster nothing.